I don't know between her and between Max Finnig, I don't know that anybody is going to be able to take those titles off of them. But this gets kind of interesting now. It's looking more and more like some kind of alliance is starting to be formed between Digital and Witcher. Digital, on the quest to get a world title, has come up a little bit short here lately, but with Witcher and Azir, is that going to be the push that is needed to get him to the world title? And can Witcher, who just lost the Stampede world title, will she be able to become
is scheduled for one fall and is for the Universal Women's World Championship.
Will she be able to bring home her very first women's Universal title? Now, Digital's going to have to watch out not to get run over when she comes back around. That's close. That was a close one. Now, last week when Witcher ends up losing the title to Tekrin, you can kind of tell she came back, or she came out, and I don't think her head was completely in the game. I thought she figured she had it in the bag, looked a little annoyed that she even had to defend the title, but ends up dominating the match. Tekrin finds a way to win the title, but she looks a lot more focused this week. She looks like she is set and dead set on bringing home this Universal World Championship. So very interesting. Looks like Miss Nightmare wins the Universal title, changes up her entrance attire away from how the other members of Legacy come out. Kind of the same, kind of different. But now making her way down to the ring. And is anybody going to be able to take that title from around her waist that's not named Crimson? I would think if somebody had a shot, Witcher would definitely be in that conversation. You got to look, probably Witcher, Ozzy, maybe Cheyenne. You look at a possible like Charlotte Flair, Asuka. So, I mean, there are some. There's definitely a strong women's division, but it is still, at the end of the day, going to be tough to get it off of Miss Nightmare's waist. So, we've talked...
Introducing the challenger from Houston, Texas, the Witch. And her opponent from Neo, Osaka. She is the Universal Women's World Champion, Miss Nightmare.
So we've talked about the different factions now, the different, I wouldn't call them factions, but the different splits in the NWO. You now have a branch of them in Stampede Wrestling. You have a branch in Raw and a branch on SmackDown. We know Cody Rhodes is the leader of the Raw faction. Randy Orton, and look at this right off the bat. Witcher getting after it. We know Randy Orton and Goldberg are in the Raw version of the faction, but there are two members that we don't know. All that we know is there are 5 members. Look at this right off the bat. Witcher pulling out moves that have won her matches in the past. She has wasted no time, not holding back, not keeping them in her back pocket, not waiting to bring them out. She's bringing them all out right now. Miss Nightmare kind of reeling. You got to wonder, though, is Digital going to find a way to get involved in this match? Or is he not? I know one thing, you do not want to see Miss Nightmare coming off the top rope. Witcher swings and misses. Miss Nightmare recovers, and look at that. Miss Nightmare really stays on the power end of most of her moves. Miss Nightmare again blocking Witcher's advance, and remember, title cannot change hands on a count-out. Referee trying to remind Witcher of that, but Miss Witcher has been in enough title matches that she probably knows better than either one of those, the wrestler or the ref. Looked like she tried to block it, but Miss Nightmare just too powerful. And I will bet Witcher probably will not make that mistake again. Now that's the other kind of like deceiving thing about Miss Nightmare. You see, okay, well, she's big and you think she would be slow. She's not the fastest, but she is certainly not slow either. Witcher rolling out of the way, trying to get back into its single leg takedown. And it's kind of funny. You would expect that from the likes of the Steiner brothers possibly, but not Miss Witcher. However, she's got a very technical side to her wrestling repertoire. And picks up Miss Nightmare on top of her shoulders, brings her down, front face smash, and you know what this is? The Witcher's Brew. She's got it locked in. She has won many matches and many titles with this move right here. Will Miss Nightmare be able to kick out? Looks like she's starting to, and flips her over. Gets out of it, whips Witcher into the corner, and thought that she might have been going for her own finishing move, but doesn't. Rolls the leg, 2. And Miss Witcher now kicking out in 2 again. Miss Nightmare getting fired up. And this might be her finishing move. Isn't. But still quite a strong move. Miss Witcher, her finishing move can come off of her throwing her opponent into the ropes, and it is called the Bone Crusher. Rolls the leg again. And so far, Digital on the outside of the ring has not really gotten involved in this match. And there it is, the Bone Crusher. This might do it. 1, 2, And somehow Winter kicks out in 2. But you can tell that is really taking it out of her, trying to get back to her feet. And Miss Nightmare now taking it to another level. You can see the frustration in Miss Nightmare. Is she going to make a mistake? May have made one right there. Another big face crusher, but it is getting harder and harder for Witcher to get back to her feet. And almost a 3 count again. Both of these women tested the limits of the other. Hard to say who's going to come out on top, but look at this. Witch's Brew locked in again. This could be over. And Miss Nightmare taps out. We have a brand new Universal Women's Champion.
Here is your winner, and new, the Universal Women's World Champion, the Witch.
So Witcher loses her title last week and then parlays that into the ultimate gold title belt, the ultimate prize of women's wrestling, the Women's Universal.